Hi guys, Spike here from Wavescape with your surf forecast from Tuesday the 22nd of August until the weekend. Just a couple of things to note, particularly this rather large storm that's forming down here. This buster that's hitting the Southern Cape and Eastern Cape today on Tuesday, and the fading southeast storm that brought some great swell to Durban over the weekend. That's obviously fading and kind of it's pretty much history. But let's focus on what's coming up in the next few days. So we have this buster and this low pressure system here, and then we have a little high between the two low pressure systems and this big low pressure system over here. So come Tuesday afternoon, the buster is screaming up the coast all the way up into KwaZulu-Natal. Strong inland winds as well, cold temperatures, and then this very fierce storm that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and becomes rather large. I mean, if you look at that total fetch area inside that storm, you're looking at an area with gale force winds of up to 50 knots, way bigger than the entire southern Africa. Come Wednesday, that wind is blasting up the coast. It looks like it's going to be creating 4 days of hard offshore winds along the Agulhas to the Eastern Cape. The focal point of the storm actually is going to be on the Eastern Cape. So for the Mercedes-Benz SA Champs, the guys are going to be getting some heaving conditions in East London. Very large swell. The winds have downgraded slightly, but as you can see just by the sheer volume of that wind fetch and the sheer size of the swell, that there's going to be plenty of action. 47 knot winds inside there. If you had to look at the wind fetch size, let's just do it tomorrow on Wednesday when that fetch is really huge. So you've got a total distance of 1,148 nautical miles. So if you had to calculate that in terms of what swell gets generated over a 24-hour period with winds of 50 knots times that kind of length or distance of fetch, you're looking at 12 to 15 meters of swell in the storm and 5 meters of swell hitting the Southern Cape and Eastern Cape coast. So come Thursday, that swell is going to be peaking and it's going to be absolutely giant. So let's just have a look at the actual forecast. So Thursday, the Cape Peninsula is going to have its biggest pulse, and that's obviously from that southerly component. An 18-second times 20-foot swell, which is pretty much 15 foot and 6 to 8 foot in False Bay, but of course onshores. And then we're looking at a bit of a black southeaster on Friday, still a bit of rain around. Rain patches on and off all week with a strong southeast blowing Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So kind of quite dismal conditions really, not the greatest of weather. If you had to look at the Southern Cape, you're looking at, well, 3 straight days of strong westerly winds, big chunky wind swell, big buckled horizon. Thursday is when the actual meat of that swell arrives, and that is showing 23 feet at 18 seconds in strong white-capped busters. So not all that nice, and Friday's still huge as well. So you're looking at, at least 20-foot surf hitting the open coast, maybe 15-foot or so. Who's going to quibble over whether it's giant or huge? Then Thursday, Eastern Cape. This is the East London area now. As you can see, the whole of the Cape is going to be smashed with these gales right through today, into Wednesday, into Thursday, and then even Friday in the east of the Eastern Cape. In other words, the Slumtown area with lots of swell around, wind swell Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the meat arriving on Thursday. You're looking at Nahoon Reef, about 10, 15 foot maybe. Very big. A lot of energy as well in the ocean. Let's just look at Friday, starting to diminish, not so great, but Saturday is cooking. Great waves on Saturday, great waves on Sunday. So, yeah. Now, if you look at up the coast, Wild Coast, you can see that it swells 19 seconds at 23 feet on Thursday, so that's pretty hardcore. And if you look at KwaZulu-Natal, South Coast, it reaches all the way up that side as well. In fact, the sizes do not diminish much, so plenty of action ahead. If you had to look at the low pressure behind that storm, there is the buster from the first low that's arriving today on Tuesday. Barely a gap between, and then by tomorrow, Wednesday, the second cold front is starting to come through, and that big storm down in the south down to 958 millibars, really powerful, and that then blasts across the bow of the Southern Cape, so to speak, into Thursday, and Thursday it's still blowing hard. Another component of that, in fact, little breakaway low pressure comes through Thursday night. Friday still blowing hard, and then during the day on Friday it's abating, except in the KwaZulu-Natal, which takes a little bit longer. And then there you have that little bit of a southeast component coming in quite hard up against Cape Town into the weekend. And then that easterly is going to spread east into the Eastern Cape by Monday. So there you have it. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Cheers.